Well, hello there. How are you? Hello, how are you doing? What do you mean? What do you mean you'll gladly pays me Tuesday for a hamburger today? Today is Wednesday. How dare you say such a thing? Hello, everybody. How's it going? Phil here, live on the stream, and wanted to say what's up to all of you who are hanging out, chilling out, waiting for the stream to start. It is officially starting right now. Today is Wednesday, August 29th, 2018, and it's time for another fun day of double streaming goodness. Today's all good stuff. Let's talk about what you guys can expect. First of all, thank God I finished Scarface last night. Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Finally, after 2 years, the game is done. I hate the fucking game. The final mission was pretty much par for the course of how ridiculously bad the rest of the game was. It was a pain in the ass, but I got it done, okay? So, if you weren't here last night, those videos are live on YouTube. You could give them a look. I hope that you will, considering the amount of pain and suffering I went through to finish the goddamn game, okay? So, thanks. Today, we're moving on to fun stuff. First of all, Dark Souls 3, continuing on, my second run ever. Strength build, using various strength-oriented weapons. Right now I'm using the Profane Greatsword, but I may switch back to the Fume Greatsword later. The Fume Greatsword deals more damage, but the Profane Greatsword has a much better moveset. So it's kind of a trade-off, right? I've also got a very good recommendation overnight. Someone said I should maybe use the Exile Greatsword or the Giant Axe, both of which I have. They said those are regular weapons, so you can use regular Titanite to level them up. And you've never used regular Titanite, so you could use all your Titanite to make one of those weapons maxed out, and then infuse it with the heavy gem, and that weapon might become a beast as well. So, actually, many different options with this run. And if you remember my first run, I was very limited with what I could do because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I ended up using that Irithyll Frost Sword or whatever it was for a while. Then I went to the Dark Sword, which was overpowered at launch of the game. And then I believe later on I used a different sword near the end, but a very, very different approach to the game this time around. And I've had a lot of fun so far. In addition, we're doing NPC quest lines, which I did not do in my first run because most people didn't even know how to do them in the first run. And that's been pretty fun. So I'll be looking into doing a few more NPC quest lines this time around too, okay? Okay. So, yes, 4+ hours of Dark Souls 3. Where are we in the game? We're in the Profane Capital, and I'm checking out the optional areas of the Profane Capital first. Then I'll head down to the main area where you get up to Yorm the Giant and all of that, okay? Then we got to go to Anor Londo. So we got Yorm the Giant, and then we'll go to Anor Londo to take on a lot of shit. I remember a lot of annoying... Man, I got a frog in my throat today. I had an annoying frog in my throat. I'm trying to get it out. Hold on a second. Let me have a sip of water. That's better. Okay. So we're going to take on Yorm the Giant. Then head over to Anor Londo. I remember there's a lot of annoying humanoid-style characters trying to snipe your ass and stuff there. I remember there's a hidden basement with 2 giant enemies in it. And then you take on Aldrich, right? The throwback to original Anor Londo from Dark Souls 1, and you fight Aldrich, which is pretty cool. So all that should be pretty fun. I don't know how far we'll get today, if we'll actually get that far or not. We'll see. Keep in mind, I still have the DLCs to do. I have not done any DLC content yet in the game. Maybe what I'll do, maybe before I fight the Dancer and head into the ending of the game, maybe then we'll go do some DLC content. I don't know. We'll see. It depends. You know, Dark Souls 3 is a game I'm balancing with everything else. Once the major new releases start hitting, Dark Souls 3 will take a back seat. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm really enjoying the run. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys are liking it too. And I'm happy to be playing it again because it is a great game in my opinion. Okay, so 4+ hours. 4+ hours of Dark Souls 3 today. Then tonight, 2 hours of Shenmue, and we are heading into the end game of Shenmue. Apparently, I have 3 work days left as a forklift operator on the docks, and then there's an hour of final story conclusion, and then it's the end of the game. So, tonight, 2 more hours of progress in Shenmue, okay? Should be awesome. Tomorrow, I'm going to do another stream of Fire Pro Wrestling World, and what I may do is split the stream and do half of it more advancement in the story mode of the game, and then maybe I'll try to check out, like, online play just to see what the hell it is. And maybe I'll even try to do some simulation stuff, see what characters are available that have already been created, who I could download and do, like, some crazy sim matches and stuff. Because from what I'm going to understand, Fire Pro Wrestling, the series, is known more for its simulations than anything else. People don't really care about the actual gameplay of playing the game, but instead making a ton of created wrestlers and then doing simulated matches. Keep in mind, the game has ridiculous modes, like death matches and shit. There's a lot of blood and stuff in the game. So it could be pretty cool to download a bunch of created wrestlers, and then go ahead and have a simulation fantasy matches, okay? As you guys know, every year I would do that in WWE. Well, maybe I can now do that in Fire Pro Wrestling. Imagine around Christmas time, we have like a whole stream of holiday-themed matches with holiday characters beating the shit out of each other in crazy-ass simulated matches, over-the-top stuff, right? Could be pretty sweet. So I guess we'll see how that goes. Let's see how tomorrow's stream goes, all right? Then tomorrow's late night stream will be more Street Fighter V. I'll be continuing on with Akuma, trying to learn, gameplay and strategies with him, and see how that goes. Okay. Then on Friday, probably more Dark Souls 3, and then the conclusion of Shenmue. All right. So that's kind of the agenda for this week. Saturday's my day off as usual, guys. And then we'll see what happens for Sunday, Monday. Tuesday next week, we got Dragon Quest XI launching. So if I actually finish Shenmue Friday night, that would actually be absolutely perfect, because it would allow me to have a new RPG starting up next week, which would be, I mean, outstanding. That's kind of what I want. So, perfect timing. Also, guys, some changes that may be coming soon. Kat may be having a schedule change with her job. And if it does happen, if it goes through within the next couple of weeks, it means that my hours may not be changing for the worse, but actually for the better. And what I mean by that is I may have a little bit more flexibility with my stream times, because it looks like she may be working later rather than earlier. Like right now, she usually gets up early in the morning and works early morning hours into the afternoon. It may end up that she might be doing like a night shift kind of a deal instead. And if that's the case, then I won't be in a hurry to end a stream to get to dinner. So if I wanted to go later on a first stream, I might be able to without any issue. As for the nighttime stream, same thing. If she's working late, then it doesn't matter that I have to finish by 9 on the dot in order to rush and spend some time with her before she goes to sleep. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you guys know. It's not a definite yet. It's not anything locked in. We don't have any 100% confirmed details. But I know that some people get frustrated when, in particular, I may be in the middle of a hot segment of a game, right? Something exciting's going on. You're like, man, I wish Phil would just go a little later, right? And sometimes I can't. I may have more flexibility in that regard soon. Because if Kat ain't here, then there's no reason for me to rush off the stream, right? So I guess we'll see. Let's see what happens. And we'll go from there. Again, this is just a possibility. It's not like something set in stone yet. Excuse me. And therefore, I certainly don't want to jump the gun and say, oh, this is definitely happening before we have actual concrete details on it. All right. So more information to come on that when it is available. Fair enough, everybody? Okay. All right. Outside of that, we've got about 3 days left in the month, right? Today and 2 more days, and then finally we're going to be heading into September. The big game release months and everything going on. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm excited for next month. I hope you guys are too. All the new releases, the big high-profile ones like Spider-Man, right? Finally hitting, and a lot of people are super excited. I'm one of them. I know that what's going to happen is we're going to get a lot of excitement around the streams. People will be showing up who normally wouldn't be. That's cool. That's always a fun time of the year, okay? So, next week is the big week. Hope you guys are pumped for that. All right, so, guys, that is it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a plugs segment, and then we're going to do some shout-outs for people who have contributed, and then we're going to get started with Dark Souls 3, all right? All right, so, yes, my friends. Yes, my friends. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for 10 great years. In fact, next month, we'll be doing a 10-year retrospective streaming event, probably around mid to late September, where I'll be reminiscing on some of the biggest and best moments of the content that I put out over the last decade, right here in a fun kind of, what do you call it? A reaction-style stream, all right? And it's, mainly because of you. Whether you guys have watched my stuff on YouTube, you now watch my live streams, whether you've contributed via various methods over the years, whatever you've done, I'm really still here because of you guys and your support. And I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate it, because I really do, okay? All that being said, there are many ways that you can go above and beyond just being a standard stream viewer or a video watcher in order to support my content. Now, there are a few ways that help out, that are kind of commonplace for people who are around my streams. First of all, my Teespring store, as you guys know, I've been launching a 10-year anniversary campaign of merchandise on my Teespring store. In fact, today, I'll show you guys, I'm actually wearing one of the 10th anniversary shirts. Pretty cool. Has all these different sayings and words and logos, and basically things that are kind of a part of me as a broadcaster and a content creator over the last 10 years. On a shirt, okay? It's called the graffiti shirt. That's just one of the many designs that were created for my 10th anniversary. All right, anything you buy from my Teespring shop helps me out, and you guys get a cool collectible. So please consider getting something off my Teespring store. The link has been right here on the pre-stream. You see it in the pre-stream artwork. So please give it a look. That's number one. Number two, if you're here live on the stream, okay, you could cheer, sub, or tip if you want a shout-out during the stream. I will give you a verbal shout-out for your contributions if you do any of those things. However, please try to be positive and don't bring up negativity, and don't bring up negative references to other streamers or other content creators. Please don't insult myself or others. Don't bring up detractors in their content and to mention people who rip me off. I don't care. This is a positive stream meant to be a fun place where people can hang out. We can all enjoy gaming together. It's not meant to be a place of drama and all kinds of that stupid, immature stuff, and I don't want to hear, okay? In addition, please don't try to derail the stream with topics like religion or politics, okay? Just in a general rule, if you want to shout out, don't bring up that stuff. I'm not going to address it, okay? Overall, it's subjective what I bring up on my stream. It's up to me to determine what I want to do with my streams. So I'm not obligated to read anything, but in general, I'm very appreciative of anything you guys contribute, and I want to give a shout out whenever I can. So thanks to anyone who does contribute. In addition, if you want an animation to play so you get some visual recognition during the stream for your contributions, if you either cheer 50 bits or more in one go, or you click on the share button after subscribing to the channel, or if you tip me $5 or more in one go, you'll get a fun thank you animation to play on the stream as well, okay? As you can also see on the top of the screen here, guys, we've got the stream stats leaderboard in effect. So if you're the top cheerer or the top tipper for the stream, I will update that live. I'm also going to be updating sub count and, of course, my death counter for Dark Souls 3. Okay, so all that will be updated live, so for extra recognition for you guys. And I'm very appreciative of it. All right. If you subscribe to the channel, you get many benefits, including using all of my emotes and getting a nice chat crown loyalty badge. Shows how long you've been a sub. And in addition, if you are a paid subscriber, not an Amazon Prime user, but a paid subscriber, you won't have to watch advertisements when I run them. So a few cool benefits to subbing. And by the way, there will be new sub goals set up for September. And in just a few days, they'll go live, and I'll let you guys know they're all related to Halloween and Halloween-style events. So I'm pretty sure people are going to want to contribute to these sub goals to get this stuff happening, okay? Now, in addition to all of that, the truth of the matter is, folks, that right now, I'm in a pickle. Right now, financially, things are really messed up because in the month of July, Google disabled all of my advertisements on DSPGaming. It wasn't anything I did wrong. It wasn't anything you guys did. I was totally innocent of any wrongdoing, but Google disabled ads because they're ass-backwards fucking business, and they automate everything, and it was done in error. It took them 3 weeks to fix their error internally. So for 3 weeks, I didn't make any ad revenue on YouTube, and as you guys know, even though I am primarily a live streamer here on Twitch, a big chunk of my income still comes from YouTube on a monthly basis, all right? So, in reality, the problem here is that I have bills to pay, and for 3 weeks I made no money on YouTube, and normally I would get a payment from YouTube on the 10th of the month, and apparently I'm not going to be getting it this month because I had no advertisement revenue, Okay, so I'm pretty screwed because I'm not going to get paid for my Twitch performance in July, which, by the way, was one of my best months ever on Twitch. I'm not going to get paid for that until the 15th. So basically, the first 2 weeks of the month, all my bills are going to clear, but I'm not going to have any money to replenish that money. So I'm very nervous. Now, you guys have been very helpful over the past week with tipping and with pledging to my Patreon. Those are the ways that you guys can help me right now get through this hurdle, okay? Once the payment comes through from Twitch around the 15th of this coming month, it shouldn't be so bad because it's going to be a very large payment, much larger than my usual Twitch revenue. July, like I said, was an amazing month here on Twitch. Thanks for that, by the way. But I need to get to that point and not be overdrafted and not have no bills be clearing for like 3-4 days, which is going to suck. So if you really support my content and you have the ability to choose, gee, I'd really like to help Phil in the best way possible, there's 2 ways you can help me out the most over the next 2 weeks, okay? The first would be to actually pledge to my Patreon within the next 3 days, okay? If you pledge to my Patreon within the next 3 days, you're going to get in on all of the August perks and events, meaning if you pledge $5 or more, you'll be nominating and voting on indie games for an indie games marathon that will take place in October. In addition, you can earn awesome stuff like getting your questions answered on my bi-monthly show, Ask the King, which is happening next month, incidentally. So if you want to get your question on the next show, you could pledge for that. You can get a private Q&A video made. You can get text or verbal thank yous in my videos. There's a lot of things you can get for being a patron supporter, okay? So please consider pledging to my Patreon, patreon.com/darksidephil, all right? Thank you to everyone who is a current patron, all right? And to the new people, there's actually been a bunch of people in the last week who have pledged to my Patreon. And I want to say thank you to anyone who's a newcomer as well. Your ongoing support is greatly appreciated. In fact, at this time, guys, let's take a few moments to give special thanks to the July patrons, people who pledged to my Patreon last month, okay? These people are currently nominating the best moments of my 10-year career for that retrospective event I already mentioned. They're also voting on games for the next Patron's Choice playthrough. So thanks to these following people. Okay, so again, thanks to those patrons from last month. You guys and your support is much appreciated. If you want to get into that crawl for next month, now's your opportunity to pledge to my Patreon. All right, 3 days left to get in on this month. So that's one way you can help me big time right now, guys. The other way, and this is the more obvious way, especially if you're here live on stream and you want to get credit for your contributions, tip me. If you tip me, those are funds I get right now, and I can use those funds to actually pay my bills coming up, okay? So, how can you tip me? There's 2 different ways you can tip me. The first is, if you look below my stream, there's a button that says tip jar. If you click on that button, it'll take you to my tips page where you can either leave an anonymous tip or your name in a message if you'd like to get a shout out for your contribution, okay? The other way is, if you can't see that button, if you type exclamation point tip into the stream chat, all right? If you type that, a link will come up, and that link will allow you to click on it and then go to the tips page as well, all right? Thank you to anyone who has tipped recently. Like I said, your tips over the last week when I've been mentioning this have actually added up and are going to be very, very helpful, okay? But I'll be honest with you guys, I'm nervous. The last thing I want is to be overdrawn majorly and have bills not paid for like 3-4 days until my Twitch payment comes through. And I've done everything I can to try to scrounge together money. I actually withdrew all my Teespring money to try to get that available and everything. You know, I'm trying to put everything together as possible, but it's kind of rough when YouTube/Google completely screwed me over. You know, 3 weeks of no revenue when I did nothing wrong. It was their internal fucking error. They flagged my channel as being invalid click activity, when in reality that wasn't the problem with my channel at all. They're just a bunch of idiots, and all their automated systems don't fucking work. They had no evidence of invalid click activity at all, and it took them 3 weeks to fix their error. So, this sucks. You know, I don't want to be in this position, and your tips right now will help me out of this position. Once we get to mid-September and that big payment from Twitch comes through, things should be a lot better. Heading into September, October, just naturally, we're going to see more people coming into the streams anyway. We're going to see probably more viewers, more contributions, and therefore, hopefully, I'll be in the clear for the end of the year. But for now, I do need your support, guys. Whatever you can do, whether it's Patreon or whether it's tipping, those are the two ways you can help me the best. Okay? Fair enough? All right. I am done. I'm absolutely done with the plugs. Now, let's go forward. Okay? Let's go forward. Let's go forward. Okay. With shoutouts, with those who have contributed. All right. First of all, let's go. Whoa. Looking here. So last night, as I was going off the air from my Scarface conclusion stream, Infinite actually did a 300-bit cheer. And I just wanted to give him credit for that because it did get missed because it was the end of the stream. So shout out to Infinite. Thank you for that 300-bit cheer last night. Now, let's talk about people who contributed before the stream started today. Okay. First of all, Shooter Games 2000 tipped me $2.50. And he asked a question that, honestly, I can't answer. All right. I can't answer it. But what I'll do is I'll read the question. I'll tell you what I can tell you. All right. So his question is, I'm wondering, how do bits work? Do you get commission off of them, or how is that system? I can't answer that. You want to know why? Because of Twitch terms of service, they outright tell you can't really talk about that. What I can tell you is this: bits are not considered currency of any kind whatsoever. And that's pretty much all I'm able to say about it. However, if you really want to know how bits work, I recommend you either read the Twitch site FAQ about it, because there is a big frequently asked questions about it on the Twitch site, or ask around. But as a streamer, I'm not able to publicly disclose anything about that. You know, streamers have gotten into hot water for talking about, you know, the bits system. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole, all right? But I do appreciate your contribution. Big Daddy Phil cheered, and he says, I'd pay big money to not see that wrestling game ever again, dude. It's definitely seemed to me, okay? It seemed to me that Fire Pro Wrestling World was very diversive. And what I mean by that, half the viewing audience hated this game with a passion. They complained that the graphics were outdated. They complained that it wasn't a riveting, interesting game, okay? And the other half of the audience liked it. They were like, wow, this is very different. It's a breath of fresh air from WWE. We could definitely see why this game, with its New Japan Pro Wrestler cast, and, you know, why it has all these match types that aren't in WWE games. We can see why this game could be amazing for simulations and the like, okay? So, that being said, I like the game, and I'm going to give it another shot, but I may not do the story on the entirety of the stream tomorrow. I may do some variety. Well, like I said, I try the online play, excuse me, or I try to do some simulation matches of my own, maybe go into the online creation area and download some created wrestlers and then try to do some fantasy matches or something, okay? So we'll see. We'll see how that goes tomorrow. Golden Colts also did a 60-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Golden Colts, for the cheer. Golden Colts really can't make many of the streams anymore due to his new schedule and everything. He moved a few months ago and got a new job, which is why, you know, he used to be a huge stream regular, but he still stops by every once in a while, and, you know, thank you for the contribution, sir. Okay, now we're moving on to people who contributed during today's stream, okay? We start off with your boy Jermaine, who asks, just to clarify, was Wings an LTG in last night's stream? If so, I think it's a good opportunity to collab and reach out to different viewers. People who watch LTG and Wings can potentially be like-minded people such as this chat, and in turn will be interested. First of all, last night when I was playing Scarface, I mean, it was pretty chaotic, all right, because the game's final mission is a terrible gauntlet of garbage. It's one of the worst final missions. You have to basically, with almost no weapons and nothing, survive against gauntlets of enemies. You have to utilize the game's rage mode in order to survive. So I was very hyper-focused on the game. And then someone told me that Wings of Redemption was in my chat, and indeed he was. I did see him. And basically people were asking, why are you here? And he says that he was interested in maybe doing a collab with the Battlefield 5 beta coming out in early September. And I said, all right, well, if you're interested, you know, I didn't even know it was coming out in early September. Email me, darksidefil@hotmail.com, and we'll talk details, all right? And that was it. I don't even know what else he said or whatever. I was focused on trying to beat the game. Now, someone had said that Low Tier God came into the stream and said something, but I'm not aware if he did. I didn't see him personally, and no one told me that he had said anything. So even if he was there, I don't think that he was there for any particular reason. It wasn't like he came in and said, oh, something with Phil or nothing, you know. So that's all I know. Now, some people have already asked me, well, did Wings of Redemption email you yet? No, he did not. At least not that I could see. I checked my spam folder or whatever. I didn't see anything. I don't know when the Battlefield 5 beta comes out. I think it's supposed to be the first week of September, but I'm not sure. So based off of that, you know, if I hear from him, maybe he'll just say, let's do a party and we play together. You know, we matchmake together and play this game randomly together. Maybe I would do it. I don't think that it's I don't see the harm in it. I do realize that this guy gets trolled a ton, all right? Just like me. But at the same time, I don't know. I would basically rely on you guys to give me feedback and tell me what you think. Is that something you would like to see, or is that something that you think would be too much trouble to bring in another community and have, you know, I know he has trolls, and is it going to be crossover of shit? Is it worth it, right? To me, the Battlefield 5 beta wasn't even on my radar yet, because I didn't even know it was coming out. So, obviously, if it does come out and it's public, I would consider playing it, but I didn't even know about it. So, for me, it was like a non-thing. So I guess, you know, I'll leave it as open as a possibility, but I'm not going to say either way what I'm going to do. I'll just leave it open as a possibility, and we'll see moving forward what happens, okay? Okay? All right. A big bumbling black man cheered. He says, so is that going down? Are you and Wings going to have a session in Battlefield 5 beta? I just answered that question. Thank you for the cheer. Blackest of Goku's cheered and said, what's your favorite color? Mine is black. That's not surprising. I don't have a particular favorite color, but some of my favorite colors are blue, red, and black. So there you go. Wolf Knuckles did a 100-bit cheer, and this actually makes him the top cheerer so far for today, so I'm going to put him up on the leaderboard. Wolf Knuckles. Okay. And he says the following. Your 10-year legacy is indelible. Indelible. Have you considered writing a tell-all book about your amazing career? No. Listen. It's hilarious. I'll give you guys some perspective. All right. I go to a bookstore, or I go to Target or whatever. I'm in the book section, and I see random books by people I've never heard of. I say, what is this? Why would I buy this book? And then I pick it up and say, oh, it's a YouTuber. And I laugh my ass off. When YouTubers write books, they're just writing for their own audience. They're not writing for a common person. Does not give two flaming fucks about a book that a YouTuber wrote, okay? Just being real here, no one cares. And I think that these people have such overinflated egos. They think that just because they made silly videos on the fucking internet that made them money, that now they're some kind of a popular person who people want to hear their fucking life story, okay? I don't think that. Not by a long shot do I think that anyone wants to hear my life story, wants to hear about the 10 years of fucking trolling and the ups and downs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those of you who are interested, you can already hear the story. It's already, you know, public, because I shared 10 years of my life with you guys. You can watch all the fucking videos, right? I don't think that making a book is going to be anything that's going to be productive. I don't think that it would sell, and I don't think anyone would care. But quite frankly, I think it would be a waste of everybody's time. And I don't think that I'm popular enough nor important enough. I don't think that anything I've done over the past 10 years warrants me writing a book, okay? That's just me. I'm a real guy. I'm an honest guy. I'm sure there's many people out there who think that their YouTube journey, oh my God, my YouTube journey is so unique and I gotta share my fucking story with you because I'm so important. No. I don't think that at all. I just, the only thing, I'm a very down-to-earth, real guy. I just want you guys to come and hang out with me on a daily basis and have fun with games, period. That's all I care about. Me loving what I do, having fun with it, and you guys swinging by to share those experiences with me, period. That's all I care about. I don't care about selling books and telling some kind of a stupid story or whatever. Like, it's so dumb, right? And it's actually hilarious. I'll say this. The YouTubers are very fucking defensive about books that they write. Well, case in point, PewDiePie. It was many years ago. I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. I was in a Target and I saw his book. I took a picture of it and made basically a sarcastic comment saying, wow, you know, this book is probably written for the most intelligent people on the planet. It's such an important story. He actually responded to my Instagram post because he was butthurt that I criticized his book. And said, oh, Phil's just angry because he doesn't know how to read. So basically an insult that like a 4-year-old would tell, right? And I just found it hilarious. This guy took time out of his day to respond to my criticism of his book. It's obvious the guy is completely sensitive about it. Probably thinks that the book is important and is angry that someone would insult it. It was hilarious. And then, of course, for 2 days, his followers all attacked me on Twitter, which is hilarious because just reading some of their posts. I'm not even gonna comment. Let's put it that way, okay? But anyway, pretty funny, and it's hilarious because PewDiePie still to this day references me all the time, even though I barely ever have mentioned him. He references me all the time in a negative light, which is hilarious because I don't know, I don't need to talk about that shit. I got other stuff to talk about. But that's what I mean. Like, writing a book is so stupid. I never thought I was important enough for any of that shit. I was amazed. I'll be honest with you guys. Amazed. In 2011 and 2012, when I was traveling and going to conventions and stuff, I was amazed people were coming out to meet me and get autographs. I was like, seriously? Like, you guys actually think that what I do is important enough that you were going to travel to this event and hang out with me and get an autograph? Like, that just blows my mind. I've never thought of myself in that light ever. In my entire life, I never will. When I was a top Street Fighter player, I didn't think about myself in that way, you know? I'm just a down-to-earth guy, and I would never think about that. You know what I mean? So, all right. Let's continue on. LaQuinton Jackson. I feel bad now because your name is LaQuinton. My bad. That's my fault. LaQuinton Jackson did a 50-bit cheer and says, hey, Phil, it's my girl's 25th birthday today, and we ain't going out, just going to watch Twitch and chill all day. She's known about you for a long time and told me we should check you out. Well, shout out to your girl. Happy birthday to your girl, and thank you for the cheer. I appreciate that very much. And sorry that I botched your name at first. That's my bad. Okay. Shout out to that douche kid who cheered. He says, do you use a different disc to beat Scarface, or did you use the one that you threw behind your couch? The same one that was behind the couch for a year. Because if you guys remember, originally when I played Scarface, I just stopped playing it. Then it was the summer of 2017. You guys wanted me to bring it back for an event. I did, and I hated the game so much, I threw it behind my couch. Then I picked it up in like February when I cleaned my office when Kat moved in. And then we dusted it off and put it back in its case. And then I played the same disc until I beat it. So there you go. It's the same copy. Perhaps I'll put it up for auction someday. An autographed copy of the worst game I've ever played. A big bumbling black man just cheered. He says, yesterday was pretty hard for you. Was Kat able to comfort you? Yes, she was. And I mean, in actuality, she actually was a huge help. She basically talked kind of censored to me and said, Phil, you're going to have days like this. You know your job. You know you're going to have trolling. You know you're going to have people being shitty to you. And it sucks, absolutely, what happened, that you had these tips that came in and they looked great and it looked like it was going to help financially with this problem you're going to face in the next couple of weeks. But you can't let it get you down, you know. It brings everything down if I let it get me down. And I can't let it beat me, and I got to keep going, and positivity will come if I stay positive and keep it up rather than dwelling on the asshole who literally committed a felony in order to troll me. And she was right. You know, she made me feel better about it, and, you know, actually, today, I'm actually in a much better mood than I was yesterday. I feel much better, so. Turgid Banana has resubbed for the 4th month in a row. He says, I'm still turgid as fuck. Hey, Phil, you ever considered making a DSP-themed calendar with themed pictures of you? Maybe for December you can shoot you and Kat as Santa and sexy Mrs. Santa. I'd buy it a lot. No. As I said, I do not think I'm an important person. I do not think I would. If I'm not going to write a book, I'm certainly not going to do a calendar shoot, okay? Even though some other YouTubers have done calendar shoots. I won't bring them up, okay? All right, shout out to Knows Nobody, who did a 100-bit cheer I said, which superhero do you like more, Batman or Spider-Man? Now, those are two completely different superheroes. Batman is dark and brooding with a past that has horrendously scarred his psyche, and it turned him into a creature of the night that must avenge and scare the villains of Gotham, right? Spider-Man, even though he also has a bad, his Uncle Ben passes away early on in his career, has a much more kind of happy-go-lucky plotline. He's a wisecracking teenager, right? He has superpowers that are very important and very powerful, but at the same time, he doesn't take himself ultra seriously, and it allows for a lot more kind of comedic approach to his adventures. And sometimes it gets him into trouble. Sometimes he wisecracks or whatever too much, and it gets him into trouble because of it, right? So that being said, that's a tough decision. I mean, I really like Batman, in particular, Batman the Animated Series, as well as Batman when he was in the Justice League cartoons. I also like the Tim Burton Batman movies. I like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. Like, I've seen a lot of Batman. Spider-Man, there hasn't been that much. He did have a television series in the 90s that was pretty good. And also, he did have an original trilogy of movies that I thought was good. I did not like the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man Homecoming was pretty good, too. It's a tough decision. I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say Spider-Man. I actually think I like the more lighthearted wisecracking more than just the constant, dark, brooding Batman. Not to say that I don't like Batman, but I think Spider-Man wins it for me. And by the way, I read way more Spider-Man comics in the 90s than I ever read Batman, so... Third out of the third cheered, he says, you need to check out Scum on PC. It's a survival game with a 144 square kilometer map, zombies, mechs, and a hardcore character management system to the point where you need to piss and shit. Sounds like something I'm not interested in. Sounds like another fucking survival game to jump on the survival bandwagon, only they added a bunch of things, variables, that would make streamers freak out, so they'll play the game and stream it and get a following of it, and the game probably is boring or not worth playing. Just another survival game. I could be wrong, but it's PC only. I can't play on PC, you know that. Therefore, it's not on my radar. Just real talk. If it were on consoles, PS4 Pro in particular, would have been amazing, but I can't play it on PC, so, not a concern, all right? So Zerial cheered and said basically that he feels that if I collaborated with either Wings of Redemption or LTG, that it would be negative, that it would bring in too much negativity and trolling to the streams, all right? I kind of agree in regard to I don't want to bring in other negative influences to the stream. Trust me, we've got enough trolls as it is. I've got a whole dedicated group of people who have fucked up psyches and heads who follow me on the internet and want to do everything they possibly can to hurt me and ruin every opportunity for me. I don't need more. So that's why I'm leaving it open to you guys. Do you think that if I did something that was a crossover event with one or both or whatever, do you think that it would be beneficial? Or do you think that it would hurt more than help? For me, okay, with LTG, if we were to play a fighting game, I don't think it would be negative at all. First of all, I know he would beat me in Street Fighter V. If we played Third Strike, I think it would go either way, right? But I think that there is a crossover between our viewer bases when it comes to fighting games, and I think that would be beneficial. He didn't feel that way. He had already had a kind of an event, a challenge event that he had done years ago with someone else in the fighting game community, and it turned out very negative for him, and so he has a very negative association with that kind of thing in his head, and that's why he didn't want to do it. And that's perfectly in his realm of judgment, I'm not him, and I don't know what happened to him, so I can't say either way. So I kind of understand his perspective. Now, for Wings, I don't know anything about that, okay? I don't know anything about that. I don't really know much about the guy. And I don't know what would happen if we played a game together. Again, I wouldn't want to bring more negativity to the streams. So, it's that simple, okay? So, I don't know. I leave it in your court, guys. But FYI, none of this doesn't matter anyway because, I haven't heard from Wings regardless yet. So, okay. All right, shout out to Big Bumbling Black Man who cheered. He says, no matter what, I find a way. I always find a way to survive, B. Okay, then. All right. Shout out to Big Daddy Phil, who cheers. Shout out to Kat working the night shift. Yeah, she might be. It's not a definite yet. It's not a guarantee. We don't know what's going on yet. It's just a possibility, and I wanted to throw that out there because it might be in the next couple of weeks. It shouldn't affect my stream times. Like the good thing is my streams will still remain intact. It's not like, oh, I have to change my whole schedule around. it might actually benefit, especially this hardcore gaming season. It might benefit certain days. I might not have to. I might be able to go a little later if I want to or whatever. But again, I'm not. I'll give you more information when I know it. We don't know anything yet. Okay, so here we go again with Touch My Stinky. Listen to this guy. Touch My Stinky Cheers says, take these bits and get yourself a tasty, lovely Twinkie. That's, oh my God. Let's just continue. Zerial Cheers says, if you're going for a pure strength build still, are you planning on going with Yorm's Machete? If not, an infused club is really good. I don't know. I've been going off of your guys' recommendations, right? First it was Vort's Mace, which was absolutely amazing in the early game. It was kicking everything's ass. Then I switched to the Fume Knight Greatsword, which is amazing for the damage output, but it doesn't have a very good attack radius. It's just a downward kind of a downward vertical attack rather than a horizontal slash. Then I've got the Profane Greatsword, which not only scales with strength, but also dexterity. So I've started to level up my dexterity, and now this sword is great. It seems to be doing good damage, good attacks. Like, it has a really good lengthy poke with the heavy, but also it has a horizontal slash with its regular attack, and it charges up for an upward slash that lights it on fire, so it does more damage. So I really like the moveset of the Profane Greatsword right now. I'm not a Souls aficionado like many of you, so if you have if you think the Yorm's Machete would be a great weapon for me to use, you know, for whatever reason, let me know. If you think that infusing a club, someone recommended to me either getting the Great Axe or the Exile Greatsword and using all the normal Titanite I've earned in the game and haven't used to level that up and put a heavy gem on it and see how good that could be, because they were saying that could be insanely good too. Yeah, you know, whatever. I'm willing to try stuff out as long as it doesn't fuck me over. And what I mean by that is as long as I'm not wasting all my crafting items and now I'm stuck with, you know, not being able to get a better weapon later. You know what I mean? So yeah. Some people are saying Moonlight Greatsword as well. I guess you don't get Moonlight Greatsword until after you fight the dragon guy. Remember the guy who's like a crippled dragon or shit? And he unlocks the other Firelink Shrine and the Champion Gundyr fight and all of that. So I guess from his soul you can make the Moonlight Greatsword, and some people are saying I should try to do that. I don't know. I guess we'll find out, okay? I guess we'll find out. Let's see here. That douche kid cheered and says, 1 bit is worth 5 grepples. Everyone knows that. What the hell? I don't even... Obviously that's a joke. What the hell's a grepple? Never heard of it. Big Bumbling Black Man cheered again. He says, have you considered extending your 10-year legacy with other means? Imagine a bunch of baby fills with goatees. That's ridiculous. Now, I've already said, you know, that time is kind of come and gone. I'm not really interested in having kids. I'm not financially stable, first of all, to be able to raise a child. And Kat and I would much rather focus on our own life together, which we just started literally a few months ago, rather than, you know, kids and stuff. And I'm already getting up there. You know, I'm 36 years old. How old am I going to be having a kid? You know what I mean? Now, things may change. I may win the fucking lotto. And then I change my mind. But for now, that's kind of how I'm thinking, you know, not really a concern, not really considering it. So, Wolf Knuckles cheered 110 bits to, again, become... the cheerleader again for the day, and asked exactly the same question. And here's the thing I gotta ask. Are you guys from the Detractor chat, seriously, and you guys are talking about this crap over there, and then you come over here to ask the questions? Because it's kind of funny that magically you guys have asked the same exact question at the same time. I'm just saying, because no one was talking about it in this chat. So, okay then. Shout out to Yellow Submarine 4 who subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Yellow Submarine 4. Alright, I appreciate that. Straight Cash Homie cheered and said, Phil, new $10 patron as well as a tier 2 on Twitch. Enjoy the content. Thank you, Straight Cash Homie, for the support all around. I mean, that's awesome. He basically is supporting me everywhere possible. Thank you very much, Straight Cash Homie, for the support. That douche kid cheered says, Rise of the Farm Equipment, the story of DSP. Yes, as you know, I am a farmer, and, you know, I don't know what the hell that even means, but thank you for the cheer. Concrete Casket cheers says, Phil, it'd be sick to see you play Morrowind one day. Morrowind, incidentally, was one of the games that was nominated for Patron's Choice this time around, but more people nominated Oblivion than Morrowind, so Oblivion made it to the final poll, and Morrowind got bumped. Okay? So there you go. Okay. Shout out to Andreas, who tipped me $1. I said, Phil, Watch you for 1 year. I really like it, so thank you for the entertainment. Well, thank you, Andreas, for that. I appreciate that. Boy, I screwed up the leaderboard, didn't I? So, I put the wrong person. Look at this. Hold on a second here. This is wrong. Top tip is Andreas. There we go. And then top cheer is Wolf Knuckles. There you go. Okay, much better. Now I got it correct. Thank you, Andreas, for the tip. I appreciate that, and thanks for being a viewer. I'm really happy to hear that you're enjoying the content and that you will continue to watch. Okay. Well, I got another cheer from LaQuinton Jackson, and he says that he will give his girlfriend that shout-out. There you go. Revolt Evolve cheered. Sorry, I got confused by your name. He says, you should try this VR game. It's called Firewall Zero Hour. It's a tactical shooter game like Rainbow Six Siege. Never heard of it. Doesn't mean that it's not good. It just means that in my narrow scope of the things that I'm exposed to, I've never heard of it. However, you did mention it's VR. And I'll be honest with you, I think the VR trend is dead. 2 years ago, it really launched huge when Oculus Rift and HTC Vive and PS VR all launched within the same year. And it was all the rage, and all the gaming media and magazines were saying, VR is the wave of the future, it's going to change everything. Here we are 2 years later, and no one's talking about VR. Because just as I predicted, it was a gimmick. Most people don't want to sit with clunky fucking expensive headsets on their heads. They cause motion sickness, they make you sweat. It's not a fun experience, you know. I have the PSVR. I played it for about 3 months. I had some fun with it, with some of the horror games and stuff that I played on it. And, you know, some silly, quirky stuff like Job Simulator. But it very much was a gimmick. And after that, after playing Resident Evil 7 in the PSVR and realizing it didn't really add anything to the experience, I said, I don't really care about this thing anymore. And then, as you guys know, I became more of a streamer than a YouTuber. And I want to be able to read your reactions, read your messages in stream chat, give you shout-outs for contributions. I can't do that with a VR headset on. So I haven't touched the thing in a year and a half, more than a year and a half, actually. And I really have no desire to. It really is just a waste of time and money. There's nothing beneficial from VR that I've seen. Literally not a single person has said, Phil, man, did you miss out not playing this VR game? It just seems that VR games are gimmicks. And every once in a while, there may be one that is a little bit interesting, but they don't sell like mainstream games. And it's just, again, a flash in the pan kind of deal where a lot of people talk about it and everyone runs out to buy a gimmick and then no one cares about it afterward. Much like the Kinect, much like the motion controls, much like all these fucking gimmicks, it's just a gimmick, okay? Okay, then. Big Daddy Phil is asking when there'll be another sponsored stream and if people would be able to possibly decide what game it would be. Right now, no plans for another one. If there is one that I end up doing, I'll let you know. You know, it's all based on a lot of different things. What's made available to me, what's interesting to me, my schedule, etc. For now, really not interested, okay? And not, or at least nothing interesting to me, okay? I'll let you know when I have more information. Chewbacca cheered. He says you should go to that thing so you can reallocate your points and make an Moonlight Greensword build. Trust me, man, it's so much fun. You won't regret it. Int build is the best. Try it out. Is it int? Is it intelligence or is it faith? I guess he's saying it's intelligence that the Moonlight Greatsword is going to require. I don't remember what it is you go to redo your stats. Isn't it the grub woman in the Cathedral of the Deep? I forget her name. Isn't it her? Isn't she the one who you talk to and she lets you redo your stats completely? Hey, maybe I'll do it later in the game. We'll see. But for now, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, okay? Stinkin' Burrows cheered. He says, if you're not financially stable enough to have kids, when has that ever stopped anyone? Laughing out loud. Yeah, I mean, hell. You're absolutely right. Many people just don't care. And they have kids anyway. For me, I told you guys this many times before, and I'll say it again. For me, in my mind, if I'm going to be responsible for another human, right, in a parental role, I feel like I need to be stable. I need to be in a situation where I can provide safety, I can provide health care, I can provide education for them. I don't feel that my job does that. My job is very unstable, as you guys know, at any frequency time. Something can go wrong with YouTube. Something can go wrong with Twitch, and it completely screws me over. Now imagine a kid who's reliant on me, right? Oh, God, well, you know, sorry, I can't buy your books for school because, you know, YouTube screwed me over and took away my ad revenue this month. Yeah, forget it. So that's, you know, that's for me always kind of been the thing in the back of my head. At the same time, I don't know if I've ever been ready to be a father. Really, I'll be honest with you guys, I've never really sat down and seriously thought about it at all because it's just not been a thing on my mind. I've always been so busy with other shit in my life. I don't really give it that much of thought. So, yeah, I mean, real talk, it's not something that's on my radar. So, Zealotry ALZ has resubbed for the 3rd month in a row. There you go. YOLO Dauber asks, doesn't Kat have a desire to have kids since she's looking to be in a long-term relationship with you? She answered this question on one of our IRL streams, and she doesn't have any interest to have kids, at least at this point. You know, so maybe some things over time change, but no, she has no desire to have kids. She said that outright to you guys, so I don't know why you're asking these questions again. She has no desire to have kids. I don't have a desire to have kids either, so... AES just cheered and said, just finished Gone Home. As someone who puts storytelling on a pedestal of gaming mechanics, I thought the story was decent. Still glad I played it, though. Yeah, Gone Home, in a lot of ways, was the first of what people term walking simulators. These are games that don't necessarily have tons of gameplay mechanics, but through walking in first person and exploration, you uncover puzzles and then sometimes a story. Okay. And, you know, some people like that, some people don't, right? Some people like that, some people don't, all right? Some people enjoy just a great narrative, and some people say, man, I want gameplay mechanics that are challenging and real gameplay. I don't, you know, if this game has no real gameplay, then fuck this game, right? I'm kind of on the fence. Like, Gone Home I really liked. Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. I hate it. So I think it really is about the delivery system. Everyone's Gone to the Rapture was literally, there was no humans. It was just walking around listening to audio logs. That was the whole game. At least with Gone Home, there was a mystery aspect. There were puzzles to solve, secret doors to find, and the like. And you had to piece together the story. So, in that regard, I think that it just it's subjective. It really is subjective, and it depends on the game and the situation. So, at least you enjoyed Gone Home. I liked it. The thing is, if you already know the plot, obviously the game isn't that good. It has to be a game where if you don't know the plot, it's great because you're experiencing that for the first time. But if you know what the plot is, what's the point of playing it, right? Because the plot is the main feature of the game. So, okay. Shout out to Straight Cash Homie. He says, it looks like Max Payne is finishing 2nd in the poll. First of all, I don't know why you're saying that. Finishing. The poll just opened. The poll literally just opened on Sunday, and it's going to be running for at least 2 weeks. So saying finishing makes no sense. Last I checked, there was only one vote that was putting Phoenix Wright above Max Payne. So it's anyone's vote. Right now, any patron could go in there and vote and completely flip the whole poll on its head, okay? So please don't be making assumptions like that. There's quite a ways to go before we determine what the next Patron's Choice playthrough is going to be, okay? That being said, he's saying, since if Max Payne finishes as like 2nd, would I consider playing it one day? Yeah, but, you know, it depends. During the summer, I purposely chose the 2nd and 3rd place games from the Patron's Choice playthrough because there was nothing else going on in the summer. There were no new releases, so it made perfect sense to play Simpsons Hit and Run and then Jack 3. Right now, in the hardcore gaming season, there's no time. I'll be busy with a lot of new games. And more than likely, it'll be challenging and daunting to balance the new games with special events, with other things that I'm already doing ongoing, like Street Fighter V. It's going to be a challenging thing. So in that regard, I'm not looking to play 100 downtime games right now. So Max Payne, you know, a consideration, but certainly not something that I'm committing to. Big Bumbling Black Man cheered. He says, I know you mentioned your Halloween sub goals previously, but I really want you to deliver at that epic DSP tries it sub goal you promised. First of all, I didn't promise an epic DSP try it sub goal. What happened was we hit 2 other sub goals, and then people were like, well, we want to keep subbing. What's the new sub goal? And I said, I don't know. I have no idea. You guys, and I wasn't prepared. And people kind of said, well, you know, maybe we'll do a special another DSP tries it. And I said, all right, fine. But, you know, I'm not committing to anything in the short term because I don't even know what it would be. And so, incidentally, we did get a ton of new subs. Well, not really. It was actually a ton of gifted subs. And so, technically, we hit the Tier 3 sub goal that didn't exist. And I said, all right, I'm going to do a DSP Tries It, but I'm not in no rush. I want to wait. And that's the truth of the matter is I'm going to wait. All right. I'm going to keep my eyes open when I'm out and about. You know, when I'm out shopping for other stuff. When I'm looking online at stuff. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. All right. For something that would be a special DSP Tries It. I'm not guaranteeing any time frame of delivery of this episode. I never did to begin with. And I want to make it something that's going to be entertaining and fun for you guys, not something that I rush and do and it's a piece of shit. So I'll let you know. But for now, no, I have no estimated time frame of when it's going to be delivered, nor did I ever have it because it wasn't a sub goal that I set up to begin with. It's just something that eventually will happen, okay? Blackest of Goku's cheer says, when will you be playing the free hot PC game, Rinse and Repeat? From what I understand, this is some kind of a meme that it's some kind of a game that people troll with or something. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, and I'm not playing it, so there you go. All right, Moose602. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you to Moose602. I appreciate your sub very much. In fact, we got a few subs on pre-stream today, so let's see how we're doing on sub count. Error connecting to web proxy service. That's where we are with subs right now. Well, that kind of sucks. Our sub count command is down and not working properly. I wonder if I need to update it or something. I wonder what happened. If it's just temporarily down, or if it's something that needs me to log in to try to fix it. That stinks. Wait, now it worked. What the hell? Now it worked again. Okay, well, we're up to 541 subs. There we go. Thank you, everyone, for your support. Don't ask me why the hell that error came out at first. That's bizarre. So special shout out to Wolf Knuckles for the top cheer and for Andreas for the tip. You guys are up there on the leaderboard, as you can see. Also, what I would like to do is give a shout out to the biggest cheerers of the week so far. Okay, let's give a rundown here of the biggest cheerers of the week so far. So, thank you to the top 10 contributors. Let me... Oh, my God. Okay, number 10 is Wolf Knuckles right now. In 9th place, a tie between Infinite and Quack. Thank you, guys. In 7th place, Teleported Stakes. In 6th place, Level Power. And then in 5th place, by only 5 bits ahead, This Man Eats Squirrels. In 4th place, we got Final Beast X. In 3rd place, The Last Rambo. 2nd place is DJ Runo 1. And in 1st place, we've got Baby Man Gaming. All right, thank you guys for your contributions this week so far. Much appreciated. Reminder, guys, if you cheer, sub, or tip during today's stream, I will give you a shout out during the stream, okay? And in addition, the best way to help me out right now in these short-term problems I'm having would be to tip me or to pledge to my Patreon, okay? Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Or if you look below the stream, click the tip jar button, or you could type !tip into the stream chat. Those methods allow me to get funds right away to help with these bill situation in the next couple of weeks until my payment from Twitch comes through around the middle of September, okay? So much appreciated anything you guys contribute. All right. That's it for the pre-stream, my friends. Let's end the pre-stream. I'm going to use the restroom really quickly here, and then we're going to jump into Dark Souls 3. We're going to be resuming right around the outskirts of the Profane Capital, doing some exploration of optional stuff. Then we're going to be heading down into the Profane Capital and going from there. Fair enough? All right. Thank you guys very much. I will be back in just a moment with Dark Souls 3. Thank you, and see you in a few.